One more time, BABEl, a program where everybody is welcome. Today we're going to talk about a current and interesting topic, a methodological approach to study bilingualism. Although we are really interested on the point of view about TIL, we also want to know what is the truly phase about this trend, what things students will remember in the future, what are the best techniques used by the teachers, what kind of exercises they prepare, advantages and disadvantages, rooms to learn, courses, all the truth about a revolutionary method today in BABEl. For this, we've got our beautiful reporter. A big applause for Alicia.
For today's program, we are going to talk with Azu, a student of Cardenal Cisneros, about many interesting things like you said before. So, hello Azu, welcome to our program.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, we are going to start with the interview, but first of all, Azu, can you hear me?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so we are going to start. Question number 1. Has CLIL been something recent? I mean, in other words, is an implementation in the Escuela started this year?
Well, the project of specialization in bilingual education started in 2008, but if I'm right, the bilingual itinerary started on 2010.
Could you briefly define in what consists CLIL? Because it's quite possible that a big part of the audience ignore this concept.
Yes, of course. It's a methodological approach, and actually I think that its acronym is very descriptive, which is Content and Language Integrated Learning. And it means that you achieve the content, and the vehicle to achieve them is the foreign language, in this case English. And something which is really important is that the fact that it doesn't consist on translate what you would do in a Spanish lesson, but in learning a different way.
Do any of those factors receive more importance?
Do you mean the contents and the language?
Yes, I mean.
Well, based on my experience, I have to say that although teachers give importance to the language, they give more importance to the fact that we had achieved the contents, and this can be seen quite well on the exam, because we don't have to write huge paragraphs, but we have to know the ideas, the content, and understand almost everything in the language.
So, if I've understood well, teachers should be almost experts in both areas.
Yes, they, apart from being prepared in their area, are able to impart the CLIL approach, and they have an optimum level of capability in English language. And the reality is that specialized teachers nowadays continue their language training in order to continue improving.
To develop this approach, do you use some materials in particular? If so, what are they?
Yeah, well, they usually use materials like digital boards, presentation with PowerPoints, slide projectors, and they are very useful for teachers to teach the theory, but also students use these kind of tools to present their own works.
Is this machinery necessary to develop this approach?
Well, although it helps, there are many materials and resources that you can also use, as for example the language fan of James. James is our language assistant, and the fan is a document which contain a structure of sentences that we can use in different situations. Also notes with some instructions about English that the students should increase, and also this also has got a relation with the scaffolding, which is an element also very important for the lesson, but we can talk about that later.
Oh, that's really interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about techniques teachers use, keeping in mind this philosophy we talked about before?
That's a good question. Based on my experience, I think that there is not only one main technique, but each teacher use and develop the one which she or he consider is most appropriate to make students feel comfortable and to read the contents. And although it's quite difficult to generalize, I think that most of them give a lot of importance to the one I said before, which is scaffolding.
If you allow me,
Yes, of course.
I'm going to describe with what is scaffolding. What is scaffolding? Sorry. We can define it like the helps a teacher provides to their students to guide their learning. Some techniques are modeling, writing, contextualizing, representing text, and developing metacognition. For instance, writing is like a link between the previous knowledge and the new contents.
Yes, exactly, and this is also very related with the mental processes, and is that students learn in a determinate order, and if the teacher respects this order, they are going to reach a productive learning. Because of that, it's so important that teachers take into account the mental processes and the sequence of them to achieve positive results.
Well, I think that me and our audience have learned a lot with this interesting interview. Thank you very much, Azucena.
Welcome.
And nice to meet you.
Me too. Thank you.
Sadly, Azu hadn't got time for more, but she sent us some activities she did during her lessons through CLIP.
For example, interpreting situations through little theaters.
Students teach lessons through presentations in the foreign language.
To achieve a more comfortable atmosphere, some teachers start with warm-up, with songs, games.
Reasoning in the lessons. Some teachers like that their students think about what they've learned during the lessons.
Tongue twisters.
And Pictionaries to learn new words.
Students create videos to learn content.
And now I leave you with Christoph. He will make you a great summary about what we've seen today.
Okay, that's all for today. It was a very interesting program, but if you just turn your TV on, I will give you a quick summary. Today we talked about a new methodological approach named CLIL. It consists in learning contents and subjects through a foreign language, so you will learn both things at the same time. The main point of learning with CLIL is to learn concepts and understand them. This involves both parts, the language and the content. Also in the classes in where we use CLIL, we will use some technological materials, like a digital board or a slide projector. We have talked about teachers' permanent formation, and of course, teachers should be concerned about the order of the mental processes students must follow during their learning, for example, through scaffolding. Well, the program is finishing, we are out of time, but don't forget to visit our webpage. Whatever you like, .babel.com. Thank you so much.